Welcome to a totally different reality where in this alternate universe, the LeBron James that you know never chose basketball, but instead, as a high school student, chose football. This is what it would have been like if LeBron James chose football instead of basketball. After watching my dream of putting Akron, Ohio back on the map, we lost in the fourth round of the high school football playoffs. It was my lowest point of failure that I've ever felt in my entire life, and I remember sitting down talking with my mother. Mom, things can't end this way. I gotta make things right. Not just for Coach Walker, but for the entire city of Akron. Word got around to all the college scouts that I may be potentially interested in playing football on the next level, and I couldn't make it through the basketball season in peace. Everybody started knocking down my door. I got a phone call from Nick Saban willing to offer me a full ride scholarship to play wide receiver. Not shortly after, I got a phone call from a team down in South Beach. They wanted me to join up on their program as a 5-star receiver. Full ride scholarship. This isn't stuff you hear from a kid from Akron, Ohio. But guys, my dream school reached out to me. The Ohio State University, who offered me a full ride scholarship as well. And as my season came to a close for basketball, I had a heavy decision to make. Do I go with basketball or do I stick with football to fulfill my promise to not only Coach Walker, but all of the city of Akron? I'm ready to make my announcement. Next season, I will be joining up as an athlete as the newest Akron Zip. I bet none of y'all saw that coming. Yeah, well, neither did I. I got a phone call from the new head coach, Coach Joe Moorhead. He was recently brought on by the athletic director. We really connected. He not only seemed to care about me and my family, but also about this city of Akron. This Ohio native was taking over a team that wasn't very good. In fact, I think we had about 3 combined wins over a 4-season period. But he was willing to offer me something that no other team would. A chance to control my own destiny and a chance to start at the quarterback position. Not gonna lie to you guys, we're not a very good team. We're not a good team. Did I tell you guys that we're not a good team? I'd be coming in at 6'8" and about 240 pounds at the quarterback spot and chose the number 3. I wasn't the best quarterback coming into this situation, but I was the best quarterback that they had. I had all the speed, all the athleticism, all the strength in the world and could chuck that ball almost 60 yards down the field. But my accuracy is something that I definitely need to work on. So here's my chance to get reps with the offensive first team, and I don't see anything that I like, so I try to make something up with my feet. I just personally don't trust my arm just yet. A couple plays later, pocket collapses. I try to see if I can find somebody off to the sideline, and I'm so far off. Not only am I off of my target, but I just don't have a good connection with my receivers here, man. We're not, like, this offense is not good. So I got to figure out something to do with my unit because we can't catch, we can't block, I can't throw. So the only thing I could really rely on is myself, and kind of back to square one. I'm having to trust me and my athleticism to get my team through things. Fortunately, I was able to garner a little more of the coach's trust and would be named the starter of week 1, including the impact player coming into this week. Our first matchup is going to be against the University of Central Florida, one of the top 10 largest colleges in America, and they are so much better than us. We're on the road. This is my first snap officially as a quarterback, and I want you to see the blocking that happens. Our center just lets this guy go right by it. He doesn't even attempt it. Big 3rd down and 11 play. I try to see if I can get something going with my legs here because I don't feel that confident to throw the football on the road in this hostile environment just yet. I was able to squeeze by one of my guys and got the first down. Read option play. A coach is going to lean on this play heavily throughout the most of this season, and I get the opportunity to rip it up the sideline. First down. Huge 2nd down here, and I have a pass call made. I try to find an open man, and I'm not even close. 3rd down and 4. It's a pass play. I gotta make this connection. I try to see if I can lead my receiver, and it's not there. 3rd down and 10. We need this first down conversion. Pass play. Coach calls my number, and I can't make the pass. 3rd down and 9. I don't really agree with this call. He's trying to run a screen play here when we need 10 yards. Receiver gets absolutely blasted, and he loses the football, and the University of Central Florida Knights pick it back up, and they go down and score again. I'm frustrated. My team's frustrated. 1st down and 10. Coach calls my number again, and I finally get my first completion of my college football quarterback career that's not a fumble. Next play, I see somebody open, cornerback is blitzing. I try to see if I can throw it, but I lob it. I should have probably thrown a dart at him, but it gets picked off right there. These are all learning lessons for me. Major 4th down and 5 conversion. I see a man on the sideline, and fortunately, I was able to make the connection for the first. Another 4th down conversion in the same drive. I choose to use my legs to get this first down conversion. Get all the way up the sideline. I get knocked out of bounds. Inside a minute 30 left to go in this 3rd quarter on a 4th down and 8. I try to hit a comeback route, and it's just, I'm late on the timing, man, and I just miss it. That's 3 picks for me this evening. Major 3rd down and 11. Coach calls another screen play. I dot Knight, and he drops it. Coach Moorhead pulls us all to the side and gets into our ear, and I come into this next drive ready for blood, man. I find a guy over the middle of the field with a slant. That's Jacquez Luis. who gets the first down conversion. First down and 10. So far, we're doing decent as an offense this drive. I don't see anything there, so I try to run with my legs, get the first down, and then some. 2.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. I try to continue moving this offense, and Knight drops it over the middle of the field. But as a good leader, I called that same play back, and I went right back to him to trust him. I need to build confidence with my guys here, and we got the first down. Huge first down and 10, wide receiver option. I get the safety commit, and I make the pitch, and my guy's not even ready for it. We can't do anything right here, man. We'll take the loss. First game of the season to the University of Central Florida. A lot of things we need to improve upon, but if there's one person in this locker room that's optimistic, it's not me and it's not my team. But instead, it's actually my head coach. He told me I had a decent game, but I did horrible. We'll start off the season 0-1, and we'll face off the next matchup against FCS East. I'm not used to being in a locker room environment where people were accustomed to losing like this team. After the game, though, Coach Moorhead pulled me aside and said he had an idea. He wanted to try something out. He said, let me make a quick phone call. Coach called up an old Akron alum by the name of Charlie Fry. In case you don't know who Charlie Fry is, Charlie used to play quarterback for the Zips and was one of the few people to go pro as a quarterback. The next day, Charlie Fry showed up and was going to be my quarterback coach for the rest of the season. He was going to help me with my accuracy along with getting the confidence I needed to stand in that pocket. And you could tell after a couple of reps, I was starting to get a little bit of a swagger to myself as I was finding my identity as a quarterback behind the center. I clearly had a long way to go, but I had the arm strength that was there. I had all of the intangibles as according to Coach Fry. All I needed to do was to make the connection on the field with the rest of my teammates. And slowly but surely, we started gaining some confidence together as a unit. After a great week of practice, we go ahead and move into our next matchup, which is our first home game of the season. First play of the game, Coach calls my number to test that accuracy sessions I've been working on. I nail Jacques Luis towards the sideline. Here we go with the triple option play. I decide to keep it, go right up the middle of the field. I bump into a few people, but I get the first, and our offense is getting some momentum going. A little bit of a halfback draw right here, and unfortunately, our running back gets tattooed in the backfield. That's going to be a fumble. Here we are with the football again on the next drive. It's a speed option. Coach calls my number, and I keep it. I break one tackler and get the first down and get knocked out of bounds. Second down and 10 as we're closing in on the second quarter of this ball game. I look for another dot along the sideline. That's Grimes Jr., who'll get punched out of bounds. And I'm feeling the confidence slowly but surely. Read option play. I decide to keep it again. I make a couple of fancy moves towards the outside. Speed on speed. He's not catching me. And I will score my first touchdown on the ground of my college football career as a quarterback. Coach leans over to the offensive coordinator and says, keep giving James the football. Score is 10-3. We are closing in on the second quarter of play. Coach calls my number again for another pass play, but I choose to keep it on the ground. As I make a move towards the sideline, unfortunately, I lose the football. This is another thing that I'm having to learn. I want to use my physicality so much, but that may get me in trouble more than help. We get the defensive stop, and here we are again. We get the ball back with 38 seconds left to go. I don't see anything available, so I try to run on the ground, and instead of learning my lesson, I get absolutely clocked and I lose the football once again. And this time, unfortunately, FCS East will not only get the football, but they will go all the way and score. They'll tie the ball game up right before we close the half. Here we are in the third quarter. Coach gives a simple little run play. I give the ball off to our running back, Williams Jr., who falls into the end zone. First down and 10 to start off the fourth quarter. This is going to be a read option play. I decide to keep it for myself, make a little bit of a move, try to see if I can get the first, and I do. I actually hold on to the football this time, and I don't fumble it. But this is a major fourth down and goal. And for some reason, Coach calls a screenplay with 5 yards to go. I throw the wide receiver screen, and it's not there, and they get the turnover. FCS East scores on the opposite side, but it's still a 1-point ball game. I find a guy over the middle of the field. That's Jacques Luis on a simple in route. Coach calls that read option play again. He knows how much I love the read option and zone options. I keep the football, try to beat one man, but cannot get around him. I tried to see if I could muscle him up, actually, and we will get our first win of the season as the clock winds out. The Akron Zips will total the total amount of wins we had last season in our first 2 games of the season, as we'll move from 0-1 to 1-1. Clearly have so much stuff we need to work on, but this is a building block for us. I threw for almost 100 yards and had over 100 yards in total rushing, but the best part was I was much more efficient. And we'll move from 1-1 from the FCS East team to now we have to go up against Michigan. Now, I'm from Ohio. Y'all know how much we hate Michigan. By the way, did I mention how bad our team is? All eyes will be on this game. The question is, can we shock the world? If you want to tune into next week's episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button and help the video out by hitting the like button down below.